State's next witness.
State calls Detective Graf.
Step forward. Clerk will swear you.
You solemnly swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth in the matter, now before the court, so help you God.
I do.
Please have a seat and state your name for the record.
David Graf, G-R-A-F.
Okay, then the witness is yours, Mr. Lezay.
Detective Graf, how are you employed?
I'm a detective with the Green Bay Police Department.
And how long have you worked with the Green Bay Police Department?
I have been with Green Bay for 27 years.
Do you have law enforcement experience prior to the Green Bay Police Department?
I do. I have 30 years of total law enforcement experience.
And what is your current role with the Green Bay Police Department?
I'm an investigator detective in the investigative division.
And how long have you been a detective with the Green Bay Police Department?
17 years.
And what were some of your other job duties with the Green Bay Police Department prior to working with the Detective Division?
I was a patrol officer for approximately 14 years. As part of my 17 years in the investigative division, I was also a narcotics investigator with the Brown County Task Force for 2 years. And since then, coming back in 2010, I've been a detective.
Were you working as a detective with the Green Bay Police Department on February 23rd of 2022?
Yes,
Were you called in to investigate a suspected homicide of Shad Therian?
correct.
And what was your role in that investigation at the outset?
My initial roles was I arrived at the police department and received a briefing of what was going on, and I was informed that some family members of Mr. Therian were at the police department, and I was asked to interview Tara Pakinich.
And did you conduct that interview?
I did.
What was the purpose of having that interview?
Get some basic information as to observations that she had made when she had last had contact with her son, who was on the residence, and basic information.
And once you completed your discussion with Tara, then what did you do?
I was then informed that Taylor Schabusiness was now present at the police department. I was asked to interview her.
And that interview, was that on the morning of February 23rd of 2022?
Correct.
Is that an interview that was conducted in a recorded interview room at the Green Bay Police Department?
Yes, it was.
Did the recording devices work? Is everything operating well?
They did.
Subsequently, have you had an opportunity to review the recorded interview of Taylor Schabusiness that occurred at the police department on February 23rd of 2022?
I have.
And do you believe that the recording of that interview accurately reflects your conversation with Ms. Schabusiness on that date?
It does.
And who was present during the interview with you?
Detective Kevin Kemp.
Was Ms. Schabusiness Mirandized prior to the substantive portions of the interview?
Yes.
Prior to moving into substantive questions with Ms. Schabusiness, did you make any physical observations of her?
Yes, I observed that she was wearing a tank top and some sweatpants that had dark colored, dark rubbed substances on her, on the clothing that I was told by patrol that they thought could be human blood, as well as some minor staining on her hands.
And what did you do prior to interviewing her with respect to the clothing items and the staining on the hands?
I had the clothing items collected by a female officer, Officer Whitman, with the Green Bay Police Department. And I also took what we call buckle standard from Ms. Schabusiness using a buckle standard kit. And then I also took swabs of both her left hand and her right hand.
Could you describe the process that you used in collecting the buccal swab?
Yes, we have a kit that we use that contains 2 sterile swabs and some packaging material. So the kit is open, the swabs are used on one swab on one side of the cheek, one swab on the other side of the inside of the cheek, because that's where the buccal cells are located. Then the swabs are both placed into the packaging, labeled and sealed.
And is that something that you have done routinely in the past through your work as a detective at the Green Bay Police Department?
Yes.
Did you follow your training and the department protocols with respect to the collection of that buccal swab?
Yes.
And can you describe for the jury what you did in terms of swabbing Ms. Schabusiness's hands?
Yes, I used, again, sterile swabs, and basically 2 swabs. One, I would put some distilled water onto the swab the hand, and then the second swab would be a dry swab, and then I would swab the hand. Place those both into packaging, seal them, and then I would do the same for the second hand.
When you say you swab the hand, what portions of the hand are you swabbing?
I swab the entire portion, the palm, the top of the hand, and such.
And with respect to the buccal swab and the swabs of the hands, what did you do with those after you had completed them and packaged them and signed them?
They were placed into the evidence department at the Green Bay Police Department.
Is that something you yourself did?
Yes,
And did you maintain custody and control those items until they were placed in evidence?
I did.
We'll return to the specifics of the interview in a moment, but I want to move on. After you interviewed Ms. Schabusiness, well, about how long was the interview with Ms. Schabusiness on that date?
Well, it was over a period of time. There were several breaks. Let's see, maybe over a period of time of 6 hours or so.
And after you conducted your interview with Ms. Schabusiness, what did you do?
At one point, I did go to the scene briefly and just provided some information at the scene. I believe I also talked again with Ms. Pakinich because I had some follow-up questions that came up during that interview with Taylor Schabusiness concerning if Ms. Pakinich had in fact came down into the into the basement during a time period that Shad and Taylor would have been down there.
And I should also ask, while you're interviewing Ms. Schabusiness, are you remaining in communication with other investigators that are working on the case?
Yes.
And after the interview with Ms. Schabusiness, did you continue to stay in contact with other investigators about different aspects of the case?
Yes.
Subsequent to the February 23rd interview with Ms. Schabusiness, did you meet with her again for a second interview?
Yes.
And when did that take place?
February 28th, I believe.
And where was that interview?
That was also at the Green Bay Police Department in an interview room there.
Is that an interview that was also recorded?
Yes.
Was Ms. Schabusiness read her Miranda rights prior to that interview as well?
Yes,
And did she agree to speak with you on the 28th?
she did.
And who was present with you for that interview?
Detective Phil Scanlon?
Have you since had the opportunity to review the audio-video recording of the February 28th interview with Ms. Schabusiness?
I have.
Does that recording accurately set forth what you recall from the interview itself?
Yes.
Is the quality of the audio the same in that one as it is in the 23rd?
No, it's not. The quality of the audio in the second interview was a little less than it was a little harder to hear.
Is there a reason for that?
The microphone in that particular room was not as sensitive as at other rooms.
And again, we'll get into the specifics of that interview, but I want to move into subsequent aspects of the investigation prior to doing that. At some point in time after the interview, did you assist in this investigation in other ways?
Yes.
What was the next thing that you recall doing after meeting with Ms. Schabusiness on the 28th?
Several things that I did was, one of the things that I did was I reviewed the evidence that was taken throughout the course of the investigation and chose several items that I wanted to send to the Wisconsin State Crime Lab for further analysis.
Is that generally how the process works with your department and the State Crime Lab? Is that the detectives select the items that will be sent to the State Crime Lab?
Yes.
And when you're deciding to send items to the State Crime Lab, are you aware of submission guidelines that the Crime Lab has?
I am.
What generally are the submission guidelines with respect to serious crimes such as this?
In these types of crimes, they ask that the first submission of evidence be limited to 10 items.
And did you send 10 items to the lab in this instance?
I did.
And when you were trying to select which items to send to the lab, what considerations did you have?
I took several considerations. There was quite a bit of evidence taken in this case. However, I was aware that there was at least 2 different scenes where evidence was collected, one being on Stony Brook Lane, the other being at Eastman Avenue, in which I had been information that Taylor and Shad had been at both residences. Also, I was aware that several knives had been found in the basement on Stony Brook Lane that were covered in what appeared to be human matter. And my concern was that was Shad's blood and tissue, so I wanted to confirm that. So I took the one knife that I chose was the bread knife, so to speak, that she had used mainly to dismember the body, according to Ms. Schabusiness, and that had been found in, I believe, the Jimmy Choo bag in the basement. So I chose that knife as particular for testing. There were several other knives located in the same areas, but I just decided to take the one knife. I also decided to send swabs that I'd taken from her hands to see if that was, in fact, DNA from Shad on her hands and or his blood. I also chose the swabbing from what was a rare substance in the apartment and the bedroom of Taylor Schabusiness' apartment, to determine what that substance was, if it was blood, and also determine if it in fact did belong to Taylor or Shad, so he could be linked again to that particular residence.
And then, do you recall the other items that you sent to the lab in this case?
The other items that I had sent also was the swab, the oral swab that was taken from Shad from the autopsy, and I had the penile swab that was taken during autopsy from Shad, and I also asked one of my forensic evidence techs to swab the dildo. And so I had the dildo swab, and I sent that also to determine again if any of their individuals whose DNA was on any of those items.
And how about any of the clothing items that were taken from Ms. Schabusiness? Did you send those to the lab?
Yes, I believe the sweatpants were specifically sent in.
And did you also send the known control buckle sample from Taylor to the lab?
Yes.
In addition to making the decisions regarding what evidence would be sent to the lab, did you participate in any search warrants in this case?
I did. 4 separate cell phones had been located during the course of the investigation, 2, I believe, at the Stony Brook in the basement, and 2 in the bedroom on Eastman Avenue. So I wrote a search warrant requesting that all 4 cell phones' data be extracted.
And did you have opportunity to review the extraction from any of the cell phone devices that were seized and searched with a search warrant?
I did.
Specifically, there's been some discussion already about Ms. Schabusiness's primary phone. Did you have an opportunity to review the Cellbrite extraction from Ms. Schabusiness's device?
Yes.
And is that something that you have done regularly in the course of your duties as an investigator with the Green Bay Police Department?
I have.
You're familiar with the Cellbrite program, how it works, and how to navigate it?
Yes.
In particular, when you were searching Ms. Schabusiness's device, what types of information were you interested in?
What was the type of data that was being accessed or used, or photos that were taken during the time period up until the date of the homicide? And you could do what they call a timeline report, and basically it will put in chronological order every single time the phone is accessed or a photo is taken or there's a phone call, there's a text message. So I looked at that timeline into the days preceding the homicide. And it also records anytime a phone will connect to a Wi-Fi network. It can specifically state what Wi-Fi network that phone had accessed. And I found that to be interesting in this case.
And what was important about that Wi-Fi access? We'll touch on that first. What's your purpose in knowing where the Wi-Fi connectivity exists here?
It helps put a location as to where exactly that phone was during a specific period of time.
Now, when you say Wi-Fi connectivity, can you explain a little bit for the jury about how that process works, where the device connects to the Wi-Fi?
Well, everybody has a Wi-Fi. I should say mostly everybody has Wi-Fi at home, and everybody has a router, and that router has a specific title to it. You know, it could be a self-made name, or it could be a name that is provided by the manufacturer. And so then, you know, when you look at your phone and you want to connect to somebody's Wi-Fi, you ask them, what's your Wi-Fi name? And they'll say it's, you know, Graf family, whatever, and then you were able to connect to that. And so in looking at that, I was able to determine that over the course of several days, there was 2 specific Wi-Fi routers that phone had been accessing.
During the course of the investigation, were you able to obtain the name of the Wi-Fi router for the Eastman Avenue address where Ms. Schabusiness resided with Mr. Tomes?
Yes, I had personal contact with the owner of the occupants, Mr. Tomes, and he informed me that he had used AT&T as his service provider and provided me with the Wi-Fi name.
And similarly, were you able to get the Wi-Fi name for the Stony Brook residence as well?
Yes, I talked to Ms. Pakinich, and again, I was informed that the Spectrum was their internet service provider and provided me with their name also.
And then were you able to look at the extraction from Ms. Schabusiness's device and create a timeline for when that particular device was utilizing the respective Wi-Fi networks that you discussed?
That is correct. This is an extraction report that I completed from the data found in Taylor Schabusiness's cell phone.
And what specifically is addressed in that particular extraction report?
In this particular one, it is a timeline in terms of network usages, in terms of what Wi-Fi the phone was accessing, and it provides dates and times.
And using that report, are you able to then determine at what times the device is utilizing which of the routers?
Yes.
And what is the significance, or what did you glean from that report then with respect to the dates and times?
Well, I know that on February 22nd, 2022, starting at 12 a.m., it was utilizing the Wi-Fi from the Eastman Avenue address. And there's several entries over the course of time from midnight all the way up until (4 a.m.), and it utilized the router of ATT5 FTC 9D Edward, which I had confirmed was the same name of the router from Mr. Thalm's apartment on Eastman Avenue.
At some point in time in the early morning hours of February 22nd of 22, does the phone connect then to a different Wi-Fi router?
Yes, starting at approximately 6 a.m. on February 22nd, 2022, all the way through 10 a.m. or so. Oh, no, I'm sorry. Yes, well, 10 a.m. approximately. It was the My Spectrum Wi-Fi, which then again I had confirmed that it was the Wi-Fi router at the Stony Brook Lane address.
Now, did those, in order to have the phone connect to the particular Wi-Fi device, does that mean that the user necessarily has to be utilizing the device to do something specific?
I don't believe so, no.
There are certain programs that simply run in the background that are searching for, trying to connect to the Wi-Fi?
Yes.
And that doesn't necessarily give you a specific time frame, but does give you general timeframes for where Ms. Schabusiness might have been at, Ms. Schabusiness's device might have been at certain points in time.
Yeah, I would say that is accurate. It's not specific, but it does give you general timelines, yes.
I think you mentioned earlier you were also looking for photographs in the timeline right around the time of the homicide. Is that correct?
That is correct.
Were you able to note any photographs that were relevant to your investigation in this timeline?
Yeah, I noticed that on February 22nd, 2022, approximately 12:56, 12:57 a.m., several photos had been taken of Shad Therian.
And those photos were present on Ms. Schabusiness's device, is that correct?
That is correct.
And they have very specific date and time stamps?
Yes.
Dr. Graf, I'm showing you what's been marked as Exhibit 108 and 109. Can you identify 108 for me?
Your Honor, I'll object to 108 and 109. They're similar, but some of the photos on one of the exhibits are more like thumbnail, and then the other one is the larger one. But we already have pictures of the alleged victims, so I would argue duplicity.
Okay, let me see the photos. So your argument is duplicity?
Yes.
Well, I've taken a look at 108 and 109. They're different. Certainly there's thumbnails on 108, which are smaller. Those photos, actually each one of them are different slightly. And there's some other data on 108. So I'm satisfied that I'm going to overrule the objection, and you can proceed.
And what is Exhibit 108 again, Detective?
108 is another extraction report documenting 5 photos that I had found in Taylor Schabusiness's cell phone.
And what's depicted in those photographs?
All photographs are of the head of Shad Therian.
You say you had, these are in-life photos of him, is that correct?
I'm sorry?
These are photos of him while he is still alive, correct?
That is correct.
And 109 depicts what?
109 is a full photo of one of those particular photographs described.
And again, what is the date and time of the photographs in Exhibit 108?
February 22nd, 2022, one at 12:56 a.m., another at 12:56 and 57 seconds a.m., another 12:57 a.m., another at 12:57 and 12 seconds a.m., and the fifth at 12:57 and 18 seconds a.m.
Have you, as part of your investigation in this case, had an opportunity to review photographs of the two residences, the Eastman residence and the residence on Stony Brook?
Yes.
Based on your review of those photographs and then the review of Exhibit 109, are you able to ascertain where that photograph was taken?
The photographs just described, the background is the same as the bedroom on Eastman Avenue.
And is that also consistent with the timeline that you noted from the Wi-Fi usage?
Correct.
That the phone would have been utilizing that device around that time?
Yes.
I would ask for permission to publish 109, Your Honor.
Okay, you can publish 109.
Is the screen now depicting Exhibit 109?
Yes, it is.
Thank you. Detective, I now want to return to the interview and specific conversations about what Ms. Schabusiness told you on February 23rd of 2022. First of all, can you start by describing, what her general demeanor was when you met with her on the 23rd?
Characteristic as a calm demeanor, no outbursts, no mood swings. She was quite frank in being able to answer questions and ask questions.
What was your ability to communicate with her?
Very good. She
Yeah.
was able to answer my questions and with no issues.
You indicated that you had previous work as a narcotics investigator. Have you had an opportunity in the past to meet with and interview suspects who are under the influence of drugs?
Yes.
Did you note anything in Ms. Schabusiness's behavior, demeanor, or appearance that would have suggested that she was under the influence of narcotics at the time you were meeting with her on the 23rd?
I did not.
Can you describe, going into that interview, how much information you had about the specific acts themselves?
At the particular time, I had very little information. What I knew was that she has their head had been fallen in a bucket in the basement, and also just the information that I had from talking to his mother about who he was last seen with and his last known whereabouts, according to her.
In terms of the specifics of what happened to Shad and where the rest of his body was, is that information that you knew prior to beginning the interview with Ms. Schabusiness?
No.
The information about Shad and what happened to him and where his body was, where did that information come from?
It's your business.
And to begin your interview, how did you begin asking her about the specific events?
I basically stated to her that with the information that I had, and the information that I had at that point in time was that Shad's head had been found in a bucket in the basement, and that she had one point had been with Shad. So I just asked her if she could tell me what happened.
And was she able to describe to you what happened?
Yes.
What did she say with respect to how Shad was killed?
How Shad was killed?
Correct.
She said that Shad had produced a chain, like a dog collar, and put it around his neck. Initially, it sounded like it might have been some sort of foreplay, but it got to the point that she started to strangle Mr. Therian and just continued to do so, according to her, for several minutes until he passed away.
Did she, as it relates to the strangulation, did she make any statements about her observations of Shad as she was choking him with that chain?
Yes, she stated that his head turned purple. He started to, I believe, blood coming out of his mouth. His tongue was protruded, I believe.
Did you ask her whether she chose to stop at that juncture?
I did.
And what was her response?
She stated that she wanted to continue to see what happened.
And did you ask her whether or not Shad had struggled at all when she was choking him?
She said that he did.
And what was her response to that?
My understanding is that Shad had been laying on the bed, prone, face down, and she was on top of him. And so she was able to choke and control his body, so to speak, that even though he was struggling, she was able to still maintain control.
Did you ask her about how she felt about what she had done?
Yes.
And what were her responses?
Objection, relevance, yes to elements, Your Honor.
I think they're certainly relevant as to her intent.
Overruled.
Her response was that she liked it.
Had she also at some point expressed some remorse or that she didn't necessarily want this to happen?
Initially, that was some of her comments, was that, it had intended, but once she started to strangle Shad, that she found that she did enjoy it, and so she kept on strangling him.
Had she expressed anything to you about her use of drugs at the time of the offense or immediately prior to the time of the offense?
She said that approximately 2 days prior to the offense that she and Shad had been smoking methamphetamine.
2 days prior to the offense or 2 days prior to the interview?
I'm sorry, 2 days prior to the interview.
Did she mention anything to you specifically about drugs or paraphernalia that might be found in the residence?
Yeah, she stated that there should be a pipe and some methamphetamine in the basement on a dresser or an entertainment center of some sort.
Did she express any knowledge about the location of the chain or chains that were used to strangle Shad?
Yeah, she stated that there was 2 chains. One would be the same location area as where the methamphetamine was used, and another would be on another table in the basement.
And now, I think I asked this earlier, but you're in communication with the investigators who are on scene during the course of this interview, is that correct?
Correct.
And the information that Ms. Schabusiness is providing you about where things are located and what they might see in the basement, is that being confirmed by investigators on scene?
It is.
And the information that she's providing you, is that accurate with what they're observing?
Yes.
After the strangulation itself, what did Ms. Schabusiness tell you that she did with Shad?
Well, initially, we were aware of Shad's head being in a bucket, but we were not aware of where the rest of his body had been located. So there were several questions pertaining to where his body was located. And Ms. Schabusiness' response to that, it was still in the basement. Then she later went on to explain that she, in fact, had dismembered Shad's body and placed the various body parts into several bags or a tote down in the basement.
Was she able to describe in detail the things that she did to dismember Shad?
Yes.
And again, are you matching that back up with information from investigators at the scene?
Correct.
Was she able to actually describe the types of bags or types of containers where she's placing body parts?
Yes.
And again, is that consistent with what investigators are later finding on the scene?
Yes.
Did she talk to you about how she dismembered or what she used to dismember Shad's body?
Yes, she stated that she used knives that she obtained from the kitchen of the residence.
Was she able to describe to you where those knives would be located in the basement?
Yes, she described that the knives would be in the same package or the bags that the body parts were also located.
And again, is that consistent with what investigators were finding on scene?
Yes.
In addition to the dismemberment, did Ms. Schabusiness discuss with you anything else that she did with Chad's body after she had killed him?
Yes, she did.
And what was that?
She described how she had sexual contact with the body in terms of playing with his penis. Also, she described that she had a dildo that she placed into Chad's mouth and to his anus, and that she also had cuddled the body.
Did she discuss performing oral sex on Chad?
That's correct.
Did she indicate about how long she had cuddled or played with Chad's body?
She indicated that, it was, I don't exactly recall how long of a period of time, but there was a period of time, I believe shortly before or after the start of dismemberment.
Did she talk to you at all about trying to clean up the scene or what she was doing with the blood during the course of the dismemberment?
Yes, I've been made aware that there was not a significant portion of blood found in the basement that would have been consistent with dismemberment. So I asked her about that, and her response was that she mainly used like the bucket and or the blue tote to capture a lot of the blood, and eventually did dispose of some of that into the shower in the basement. She also did talk about the dismemberment and the removal of body parts, and in fact that there should still be a portion of Chad's lower limbs, like legs, in the van that she had been operating. So she did describe how she did remove at least a couple of his body parts during the course of dismemberment. And when I say move, I mean out of the residence itself.
And did she specifically give you a reason for why she ultimately left the residence on that day?
She told me that she had heard lots of walking around upstairs, and she also heard that she had thought she had heard some shots being fired in the area. In this call, there's some concern, and she just decided that she had needed to leave at that point.
Did she discuss with you what her intention was with respect to Chad's head?
One of the first things that she did say was that she did like the head, and that it was her intent to take the head as well as the genitalia that was in a bucket with her. That's why she specifically placed those items in the bucket. But she did mention that she had left the bucket by the stairs. And I don't know if she intentionally wanted to do that, but there was talk that it was her intent to take the head and the genitalia with her also.
At some point in time, do you discuss with Ms. Schabusiness a specific timeline for the events leading up to that evening?
Yes.
And what does she tell you about the timeline of her whereabouts leading up to this event?
2 days before the 21st, that Monday, is when she was at the apartment on Eastman Avenue with her friend AJ. They decided to go pick up Chad, which they did do. They were turned back to the apartment. At one point, they also did visit Chad's father, Michael Therian, and then also again returned to the apartment at Eastman Avenue, where they stayed there for a while. At one point, AJ left, and then Chad and Taylor then returned to Chad's mother's residence on Stony Brook Lane.
And the information that she's providing you with respect to the timeline, is that information that also was consistent with the other aspects of your investigation?
Correct.
Had she mentioned to you while you were discussing the timeline, use of narcotics or controlled substances?
While they were in the apartment on Eastman Avenue, they did use, her and Shad smoked methamphetamine, and she also indicated that Shad and AJ smoked marijuana.
Had she talked to you about what vehicles she was using to travel around to these locations?
Yes, the entire time she was using her roommate, Mr. Dom's gold Chrysler minivan.
Did you ask her whether Mr. Toms had given her permission to use the vehicle?
I don't know if I asked her specifically that question, no. But it was under impression that she was using it. At the time of the interview, I was not sure. I later found out that Mr. Toms claimed that she has used it in the past, but not necessarily was supposed to use it that night.
Did she tell you any information about whether Mr. Toms was involved in this crime at all?
He was just at the apartment the entire time, sitting in a chair basically, and according to her, he wasn't even aware of what they were doing because he was behind him or in the bedroom.
When you were speaking with Ms. Schabusiness, did you ask her about whether or not anyone else had come down into the basement at any point in time?
Yes.
And what did she say?
That's when she stated that she believed that Shad's mother had come down with a cat.
And did she discuss actually having any interaction with Chad's mother at that time?
She said that she did not, and I asked Taylor if she thought that the mother had seen her, and she stated that she did not believe. So asked her what she did, and Taylor just stated basically that she kept quiet and was off in the like the finished part of the basement.
So I want to draw your attention then to the second interview with Ms. Schabusiness. That occurred on February 28th, is that right?
Correct.
And that was also a recorded interview?
Yes, it was.
And you advised her of her Miranda rights prior to that interview?
I did.
And she waived those rights and agreed to answer questions?
Yes, she did.
Did you make observations of her demeanor generally on that day?
I would classify it as being the same, calm, was able to answer questions appropriately, no outward signs of any disruptions or mood swings.
And was she able to understand your questions and answer them appropriately?
Objection calls for speculation, Your Honor. Overruled. Leading? Argument for leading? Pardon? Argument for leading, alternative argument, Your Honor.
Overruled. Go ahead, ask another question, Mr. Lozay.
Thank you. And what was generally the purpose of conducting that second interview with Ms. Schabusiness?
Conduct some follow-up questions concerning that we had that came up during the course of the investigation concerning like her disposition of the body, what were intentions of what they're doing with the body, and her cleaning up after herself.
And what did she say with respect to the purpose of dismemberment and then the cleanup?
According to Ms. Business, the purpose was that she realized she needed to remove the body from the residence so that she wouldn't be caught, and she, Shad was more that she could carry just in terms of being a whole body. So the dismemberment and putting them into bags was to facilitate with her being able to remove the body from the residence.
And did you discuss with her the attempts to clean up the residence as well?
Yes, and Detective Scanlon had been an integral part of the search of the residence itself, so he asked her several questions about cleaning up because he had observed some, markings or on the cement down area that had been underneath the bed, as well as there was a squeegee in the shower down in the basement, in some items such as Clorox, wipes, and so he asked her about that, and she stated that yes, she did use the cleaning materials such as the Clorox wipes and the spray to clean up several of the areas in the basement, as well as using squeegee to clean up the shower area, and subsequently place these wipes in the same bags that the body parts was found, which again is consistent with what Detective Scanlon had found.
And Detective, I think I asked you these questions already, but have you had an opportunity subsequent to the interviews to review the recorded interview from both the 23rd and the 28th of February?
Correct.
And you do believe that the recordings were accurate and consistent with your recollection of the interviews?
They are.
Your Honor, at this point, I intend to show significant portions of the first interview and a smaller portion of the second interview, but it's about an hour and 10 minutes in length for the first interview and about 4 minutes for the second, so I think now would be a good time to take a break.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we started a little bit late, but nonetheless, we're going to be watching a video, so I think what we'll do is take a break until 10:20. It's now about 8 minutes after 10, and with that, all rise for the jury. Anything to bring up before we break, Mr. Saunders?
No.
Mr. Fraley?
No.
I'm assuming there's been, you referenced it earlier, a stipulation as to what pieces of this video you're going to show.
The state's understanding, the specific times were provided, a copy of the excised video was provided to the defense.
Your Honor, that's correct. We talked about this issue, so.
Okay, very good. We'll take a break until 10:20.
Thank you.
I think the parties would ask the court read a modified version of JI 158. I have it here.
Yes.
Council agrees. It just addresses some of the obvious edits that will be seen by the jury, just so there's no adverse inference to either party.
You agree with that, Mr. Fraley?
Yes, I do. I've reviewed it.
Okay, then I will not read 158, I will read this version.
Thank you.
There's nothing else?
No.
We'll bring the jury in. Be seated. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, you are about to hear and view an audiovisual recording. The state, the defense, and the court have agreed on relevant portions of law enforcement's interview of Ms. Schabusiness that will be played at trial. Recordings are proper evidence and you may consider them just as any other evidence. Listen carefully, some parts may be hard to understand.
Judge, the state is about to play what has been marked as Exhibit 110. On Exhibit 110, there are a number of files. The files are both the individual clips from the videos, but then also one continuous video. The state intends to play the continuous video. I think there's about a 2-second break of a black screen in between the respective clips that are going to be played. For the record, the actual name of the file is February 23 interview hyphen trial, and then there will be another clip played for the second interview, and that file name is February 28th interview hyphen trial. So those are the specific files from Exhibit 110 that will be played for the jury at this point.
Very good.
Okay.
I hate this fucking outfit. Never in my life. I'd rather be fucking dangerous than not. Just clean the fuck up. What are you doing?
So if you don't understand anything, please let me know. We have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you in a court of law. You have the right to consult with a lawyer before questioning, to have a lawyer present with you during questioning, and if you cannot afford to hire a lawyer, one will appoint to represent you at public expense before or during any questioning if you do wish. And if you decide to answer questions now without a lawyer present, you have the right to stop the questioning and remain silent any time you wish, including during questioning. Do you understand each of these rights? Yes. Realizing that you have these rights, are you now willing to answer questions or make a statement?
Yes.
All right, what time is it? Well, a few hours ago, police were dispatched to an address on Stony Brook that the parents' house, Shad Therian. Do you know Shad? And how do you know Shad?
He's my ex.
He's your ex-boyfriend?
Yeah.
Well, they found a kind of a disturbing stuff at the house there.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Yeah.
a lot of blood. Basically Shad's head.
That's fucked up.
Yeah, it's pretty fucked up.
Mm.
And then, so we know you were there at one point
Yeah.
with Shad. But we also know you left. Now that van, is that your van?
No, that's my neighbor's.
Your neighbor's van?
Oh, the guy I was staying at?
Okay, so this, where did you go? Which place, where did the police get you? Was that on Eastman Avenue? Is that correct?
Yeah.
Is that where you live?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm staying there right
Okay, is that your apartment?
now. No,
No. Whose apartment is it?
that man.
And who is that man?
Scott Palms.
Scott?
Palms.
Okay. So, that's his van?
Yes.
Okay. And so, did you leave from Shad's house and go to Scott's house sometime today?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, they found part of Shad at his house, his mom's house. Found his head. Where's the rest of his body?
It's there. It's at his house.
It is in the house?
It's at his house.
Okay. Can you tell me what happened?
It's a good question because I blacked out during that time. But,
Okay.
I need time to, think.
No problem. Take your time, have some water. So you think the body is still there?
I don't see why not. Unless it's just up and moved. Which it could have, you know.
Where do you think the body would be?
I was right there by the bed.
It's by the bed, you think?
Yeah, I was cuddling it by the bed.
You were what?
I was cuddling it by the bed.
You were cuddling the body with the bed? Oh, okay.
Was it just you and Shad down in the basement?
Yeah.
Was anybody else down there at any point in time? When do you think you went to Shad's house?
Shit. I was it like 2 days ago.
Okay. Did you stay there the whole time?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. You start to remember now what happened with Shad? A little bit. What do you remember so far?
Shit. Oh, I don't know. There's this chain thing, right? And then, yeah, like I was playing around with it.
Okay.
And like we were smoking the bitch, right?
Okay.
And then, I'm terrible at explaining things, so, let's see here. And then, here comes the chain, right? And then he put it around his neck. Well, we were like playing around and shit, and then, I don't know, I was tugging on it, and then, I don't know.
You say you're smoking a bitch. What would that be?
Ice.
Ice?
Ice.
Okay. Have you taken any other drugs tonight?
No, this is still from 2 days ago. I know my eyes are fucking crazy.
Were you smoking the ice?
Yeah.
And how, on a pipe or someplace else?
The one that's on the counter, or on the table. And I left the baggie there.
Did?
I did.
Where?
Green baggie, and it should be right on
But where exactly? In Eastman or Story?
at Shad's.
At Shad's.
Yeah.
Okay. And you say, where was this place? Where would it be? In the basement or on the first floor, second floor?
Basement.
In the basement. And it was ice in it, and it was basically a window bag, type of little small plastic bag.
Crushed up.
Crushed it. And just you and Jack.
Yeah.
And so there was a chain. You know what kind of chain?
It's the one that's on the same place as where the bitch and usually on.
And where would that be again, please?
I think it's on a dresser.
On a dresser?
Is it? Oh, is it on a dresser? I don't know.
I don't know either. I haven't been there. I mean, as best as you can remember. So you think that there could be a chain and the ice on a dresser down in the basement?
It's just weird. I got like a weird flashback from it.
But what happened?
Yeah, it's short. It was real short. But
What did you see?
it's just I don't even know anymore. Like it was weird. I was riding him like a donkey. Okay, and then like I think so. I think that's what was happening. I was like pulling and then like I don't know.
Were you two being intimate, having sex?
It was getting there.
It was getting there. Okay. So will this be considered foreplay?
Yeah. Yeah, it was. And then I don't know. And then I just didn't stop. I don't know why. I didn't stop.
You guys done something like this in the past?
Not like that.
Do you use manual strangulation during sex at all? Is Shad like that?
A manual strangulation? Yes.
He likes strangulation?
I don't know.
You know what I'm
Yes,
talking about?
he does. Yeah. Yeah,
And you do too, or just him?
both of us.
So what would you, so when's the last time you guys had sex besides potentially this morning?
Mainly me, but like we didn't even get it. Like I'm sorry, but we didn't even get it.
Okay, so you didn't, alright, but when's the last time you did do
I
it?
mean, I played with him though after. But I have no idea, like August.
And what would you guys like to do? Is there a certain role playing that you did with Chad? Or was it just some sort of strangulation? How would you guys do your, basically have sex?
Just, like I just want we just cuddle. Yeah, and we go at it.
But does anybody like strangle the other person?
I like doing that a lot.
Alright, so you like being strangled, like having your airway, or do you like doing it to somebody else?
I like doing it to somebody else.
Does Shad like to be strangled during sex?
I have no idea. I think so.
Have you done it before with him?
Yeah, he does. He likes it.
Have you used what we call props in the past?
Yes.
What?
Well, like dildo?
That or rope or chain or underwear or anything?
Yeah. I shoved a dildo in his ass and mouth.
In the past or just recently?
When he was there, when he was on the bed. Yeah.
So obviously you said you smoked some ice. Do you take any prescription medications?
No.
Do you have any mental health issues we should be aware of?
I don't know. I don't know yet. I think.
Have you been diagnosed with anything officially? Because I know that Shad has got some mental health issues. That's according to his mother. Since high school?
Yeah.
Where do you guys go to school together? Before? Okay. Did you graduate the same class or?
Yes. He didn't graduate.
You didn't graduate? Alright. So then you guys were boyfriend, girlfriend at one point? For how long?
Like 2 months. 2 years.
2 years?
2 years.
2 years?
2 years.
And this is right after high school or
No, during high school.
during? Okay. And what year did you graduate?
16.
2016?
Yeah.
So you and Chad date after high school?
We seen each other.
Okay.
We definitely seen each other.
Seeing each other, but were you officially a couple, so to speak, or was it just, did you still have sex with him?
I did it once.
Just once?
Yeah.
After high school?
Yeah.
So when did you start seeing him again? Recently?
He's my buddy. He's my homie. So like, hang out.
Alright, so you've always been friends?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. It's tragic.
So, how did you get over to Shad's?
The minivan.
The minivan? And when do you think he went there? You remember?
2 days ago.
2 days ago? Okay. Did you stay there the whole time, or did you ever pick him up and go someplace, or then come back? Or
Stayed there the whole time.
how did you get in? Was Shed there when you got there, or Shed let you in? Or did you just walk in on your own?
He was there, we went in, got some shit, we came back, and then, methamphetamine.
Ice.
And then, yeah, ice, and then we came back.
Okay, so you showed up at his place. And then you and him left.
Yeah.
And you went and got some back.
Yeah, so then, we went and, I picked him up, went and got some ice, and then after that, we went to, back to Scott's. We smoked,
Okay.
yeah, and then, I did his hair, but.
You did Shed's hair
Oh, yeah, I made him a little bigger.
at Scott's?
Yeah, and then after that, I trimmed his face,
Mm-hmm.
feeling good. We left, we went back to his mom's.
Okay.
I was looking for some crack. I never got no crack.
You know, right. Okay. So you went back to, it was just you and Shed that went back to his mom's? Or did Steve come?
Steve?
Or Scott?
Scott, yeah.
I'm gonna do that occasionally, and I apologize if I do get names sometimes, but.
Alright, yeah.
Did Scott then come with you?
Scott stayed at home the whole time at Eastman. That's his residence.
Okay. Alright, so you and Shed
He
went back to
is
his
not
place.
involved at all.
Okay. So you and Shed went back to Shad's mom's house. How'd you get in? Did you see, was anybody home?
The doors unlocked. We went in.
What time do you think this was?
That's a good question.
Was anybody home? Did you encounter anybody? I understand his mom lives there.
Tara?
Tara?
Is that the mom's name?
Yes.
Damn, the head.
And then,
Yeah, I can't believe I left the head though.
where'd you do the body?
The body's there. Yeah. It's,
So were you gonna take the head somewhere?
I like that.
You liked it?
Well, you're gonna have fun trying to look for all the organs, but, yeah, they're all dismembered.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you dismembered the body too?
Yeah.
And what did you do with the body parts?
Oh, they're in the house.
Somewhere?
They're like, yeah.
Basement, upstairs, downstairs?
Absolutely in the basement. I was gonna bring them with them. And then, I know I forgot the head. I wanted the head.
Did you bring anything with you?
Yeah, it's in the van.
What?
It's in the van. It's, what is it? I don't know, a foot maybe.
The what?
I think it's a foot.
A foot
leg?
in the van?
A leg maybe. I don't know. I'm like, I'm gonna bring it all, and then I'm like, man, this is messy. So then I just left it. I got lazy.
Okay.
I got lazy, and that's what I did. So I'm like,
Okay.
this.
So there's gonna be maybe a foot or a leg in the van. And then,
Yeah,
What'd you do with the head?
I forgot that was in the van, so, yeah.
What'd you do with the head?
The head, I put it in that bucket, that black bucket,
Black bucket?
with the blanket on top.
Okay.
I should get away
And
from
then where'd you leave it?
Leave the head? The head's still in the bucket, it's right by the stairs.
By the stairs? Okay. How did you dismember his body then?
Knives.
With what?
Knives.
Knives? Just more than one knife?
About 4.
Where'd you get those from?
Kitchen. So I couldn't find mine and I wasn't sharp enough.
You weren't sharp?
No, it was alright. Bread knife works good.
Bread knife?
A bread knife works good, yeah.
Really?
I had to use what I used, so like, yeah. I got lazy last night, so
Where would these knives be now?
they're in with all the organs and all the body parts.
And where was that?
In the black bag. It's in the black bag of,
In the basement?
it's in the basement. They're all in the basement. I never left the basement. I just went up the stairs.
So all the body parts and knives will be in a black bag. What kind of bag?
Black zipper bag next to a pink and black Under Armour backpack. That shit I gave him. So I left it there.
Is it a big bag?
Me.
What kind of stuff would you normally put in this bag?
Put anything in the bag.
Well, I mean, is it a trash bag or is it a garbage bag or is it, you know what I mean? Kind of bag?
Backpack.
No, the bag that has the body parts.
Oh yeah, the backpack.
That's a backpack?
Backpack.
Is it a big one?
Yeah, the other one's like a little duffel, black duffel.
Okay. So you, at one point, did you bring these bags with you? Or were they already there?
I was gonna, but I got lazy and.
Right, you're gonna bring them with you when you left. But were the bags there when you used them? Or did you bring them with you with Shad? Or did you just find them there?
They were there, I found them there, and I emptied them out and put them in there, and I was gonna bring it, and I was like, fuck, I got paranoid, and I got lazy, and I never get paranoid, but this time was just like, I think it was the dope.
So, did you want Shad to be dead?
No, it was out of random, like, I wasn't expecting that, and it kinda threw me off guard, and it was in an open place, you know, like, you went in the basement, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's pretty open.
Well, I haven't been down there, but is it?
It is, so like, it was weird. It was really weird, and you open the door to the outside, and you go down the stairs, and it's right there. Like you can see everything, like right as you go down the stairs. And, yeah.
And so, where did you get the chain?
I don't know. He pulled it out of his pocket.
He pulled it out.
He had 2 of them, one for me, one for him.
And can you describe them to me?
Chain
Chain link?
link and silver.
Silver? Okay. And what size? Were they like a dog chain or a large lock type of chain? You know what I'm
Like
saying?
this big. And then, you know, and then it has O-ring.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So silver chains.
Yes.
And he had 2 of them. And what'd you guys do with them?
We put them around their necks.
You did. Okay. And then what were you doing while they were around their necks?
I was strangling them.
You were strangling them.
I was having fun with them, and then,
Was their clothes on or off?
he had his shorts on.
You had shorts on. How about you?
I don't know what I had on. I didn't really care at the time. But,
Did he ever put the chain around you? Was the chain ever around your neck? Do you have any marks or anything?
You didn't get the chance to strangle me.
Can I just see? You didn't get a chance to strangle you?
No.
Was that, he was going to though? Or was that part of the?
Yeah, I thought that was the thing, and then like, I don't know, I just went a little crazy.
So when did you realize that Shed was not alive anymore?
You know, his face turned purple.
Okay.
He was coughing up blood and he was pissing.
He was pissing himself. His face was all purple.
I still didn't stop. I don't know what's going on. I don't know what's blood. And then
So his blood was coming out of his
I kept
mouth
on
too?
feeling his heartbeat. Hearing his heartbeat.
I'm sorry?
Hearing his heartbeat spread.
Okay. Did you hear it stop?
No. Heartbeat. No.
Okay.
No.
So
I've been trying to do that.
did you figure he was dead then?
Yeah.
And what did you do?
Played with him a little bit.
Did you try to call his mom or dad or anybody else in the house? You try to call an ambulance? Why not?
Happened before. So, yeah.
So do you want him? You didn't want, you want him to die or he did? I'm trying to understand.
I didn't want him to die, actually.
But he did.
He's my buddy, but like it happened again.
Happen again, but then did you feel a need to try to help him? Stop choking him or get an ambulance? You didn't feel a need to do that?
I don't know why, I just, it happened so fast.
So then after you realized he was no longer, he was dead, his face was purple, he said his blood was going out of his mouth, what'd you do?
Clean him up a little bit.
Okay.
And then, I just played with him like a little,
You said play with him, what do you mean?
played with his dick.
Okay.
Yeah, like I put him up over the bed, and then sucked with it.
Okay. And you had him on the bed? What kind of bed? Was it an actual bed or just a mattress or what? Okay. So then you had sex with him?
Yes.
Okay.
And I had a dildo.
Okay.
I played with him too.
What'd you do with the dildo?
And I just cuddled him and hugged him.
What'd you do with the dildo?
I put it in his mouth, put it in his ass.
Okay.
Put it back. Put it back.
Where was this back? Where'd you put it back?
It's like in the, it's like on the wall next to the body, right? And then
Is it in a bag or on a shelf
it's
or
in a wooden box.
wooden box? Okay.
It's in a wooden.
And what color was the dildo? Peaches. So
Pink.
you had sex with him. You said dildo on him. You said you cuddled for a while. And then what? And you cuddled him. Where were you? On the bed with him?
Yeah.
Okay. So you cuddled his body. And then what did you decide to do?
Oh, because like before, like I felt for his heartbeat, but then I still felt his heartbeat, right?
You did?
I did.
You felt it?
Yeah, so I kept on pulling more and more and more, and I went back and it's almost like he wouldn't die. I was like, dang. And then he was like rebuilding in the muscle, man. I don't even know, it was crazy. And then I don't know.
Before you had sex with him?
That's what I was tripping.
While you had sex with him?
We never had sex, but if we were getting there, I was just choking him.
I understand that. You said that she played with his penis
Yeah.
after he was dead.
Oh yeah.
Was it erect?
It was half. It was half.
Yeah. Did you,
Even
what did you do with his
after,
penis?
I cut it off.
Did you ever place it in your vagina or any of your body parts?
No, I just.
You didn't use it as a dildo or anything? Okay. So you're saying then you're like choking on and stuff, and was he struggling at all?
He has big neck muscles.
Okay.
He was good.
Were you trying to fight you? Sometimes like, people have a flight or fight, you know what I mean? The reaction that something happens, so they try to grab, you
Yeah,
know.
he did. And then,
He didn't, or
no, he did.
did you get hurt at all? I see, you know, you had that cut on your thumb. How do you think you got that?
Oh, that was dismemberment.
That was just not.
That was a lot. Yeah, I got lazy during that process right now. So.
Did you, use any other devices besides knives? Just, okay. Those scratches on your arms and stuff, were they from him?
Oh, no. I was,
And how did you get them?
So, this one, I did by myself.
Oh,
This one, I probably did by myself. This one, I probably did by myself.
so they
That
weren't
one?
him trying to grab you or anything? Did he try to grab you at all with his hands? That. So the blood on your hands, would that be Shad's blood?
Oh, probably, yeah. I'm telling you, I got super lazy tonight.
Okay.
I really don't know. I blame it being on drugs and then the come down that I'm coming down off of.
How many times do you think you've done this
I
before?
never do drugs. Like, I barely do drugs. I do drugs, but then like once in like a few like weeks. Not even like that. Like months go by and then I'll do drugs.
I see. And where did you dismember this? In the basement, right?
Because I was looking for Donna and yeah.
Did you do anything particular with the head or the body? What did you do with the blood? What happened to all the blood?
It's still in there, still in the tote. I mean, with the pill.
The pill.
There's a shower in the basement. You go in the next side over and I just dumped it out into the drain. There's probably still blood there.
Where did you dump it? The bucket?
Yeah. Well, I drained his head. Well, like, after I covered his blood, I put it in the bucket, but then there's still blood in this bucket because it's coming out of the head. Should've took the brains out, but I didn't do that. And then
So you cleaned his head in the shower and then dumped the bucket?
I should've cleaned his head in the shower. I should've polished it up, but, yeah.
Okay.
I like that.
And what did you use to smell that head again?
The knives.
The knives.
Yeah.
Were they, well, you said one was a butter knife. What kind of knives were they then? Big knives or knives? Butcher knives?
They were the kitchen knives, everybody just.
Butcher block?
There was two like little knives there. And then they were like probably 4 inches. And then the other ones they were probably like 6-inch knives.
And where were they in the
One was
kitchen?
a steak knife, one was a bread knife. I
When you say
wanted
bread
better
knife, is that
knives.
like a serrated edge on it, or is it a flat edge on the bread knife? You know what I mean by serrated?
It's great.
And where were these knives in the kitchen?
They were in, shit. They were right next to the oven.
Were they in, like a knife holder thing, or in a drawer, or where?
They were in, if you know what I'm talking about, in the,
Yeah, that's some, a holder that put the
Yeah.
knives
that's the one right there, like, it was in the,
by the oven.
by the oven, next to the back oven. Right in the oven. I really like that,
What can we do to bring that?
That's how messed up my head was. Like, I was really messed up. Like, I don't know what was going on. I was just going crazy. And then, I don't know what was going on at all. Because, this, I think it was the open area. I wasn't in a room by myself. There was no door. It's an open area.
Mm-hmm.
It was an open area. I didn't like it. It was different.
Hmm.
At all.
Or was there anybody else there?
Maybe upstairs.
Upstairs? And how come why did you leave? Was anything calling you to leave the house?
I kept on hearing footsteps,
Okay.
gunshots. So
And what else, I'm sorry?
gunshots.
Gunshots? Why did you think you heard those?
I had no idea.
Do you have a gun with you?
No, I did not.
Did you hear a gun in the house?
No, I think it was outside.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, and then
You afraid someone was coming
it
there?
was weird. I'm never paranoid, but then out of nowhere, like I got
Yeah, paranoid.
for a couple of seconds, and then we'll go away, and then like boom, we'll come back. It was weird. It was really. It was a weird night. Like,
Yeah, I would
I don't
imagine.
even know. Like, this one was weird.
Hmm.
I didn't like the openness.
Yeah.
I didn't.
Too much room.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I'm sure I'm gonna have some questions for you. I'll take a break. Maybe drink some water. And did you tell them what happened or no? You tell them what happened to Chad?
Yeah, he's got body parts in his hand, so he's gotta get that out.
Yeah, we'll
I
get it.
forgot about that. I've been off of it right now. I blame the fucking drugs. I'm too sober.
Just a minute.
Yeah.
Are you supposed to take any prescription medications?
Nope.
Okay. All right. I want to look into a couple other things, and we'll be with you. And if you need anything, you knock on the door. Okay.
How you doing?
Good, good, good.
Good, everything's okay? All right.
How's it sound?
That's great. I need stitches.
You're gonna need some
I'm gonna
stitches.
need stitches.
The thing is, yeah, I don't know how soon you need to get there before.
Usually you're good, they say, I think it's stitches, you got 24 hours. Do you think you cut yourself over 24 hours ago?
Oh yeah, I just did it like 4 hours ago.
You did it 4 hours ago? All right.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, that's actually one of the things that we want to kind of do is we call it timeline, just to kind of get an idea of what you were doing since you first had contact with Chad. How did you call him up? Did he call you up, or did you just show up at his house, or how did you decide to go over to his place?
Hey. I said, hey, come over here. And then I went and got him. And
You called him, or he called you, or
yeah.
how? Do you have a phone?
No, it was actually from my friend AJ, our friend AJ.
Okay.
Yeah.
Where were you?
That's Scott's.
Okay, was AJ there too?
Yeah.
So you're at Scott's, and your friend AJ was there?
Yeah.
What's AJ's, you know, any other, his last name or first
Big
name?
Gannon.
Huh?
He's Gannon.
Gannon?
Big Gannon, yeah.
How do you spell that, you know?
GANNON.
Would Scott know who he is?
Yeah.
Was Scott there?
He's referenced as Black AJ.
Is he a black guy?
He's a black guy.
Okay.
He's got two throats.
Was Scott there then when you and AJ were at Department on Eastman?
Yes.
Okay.
We walked over there.
So you called Shad using AJ's phone?
AJ
Okay.
talked to Shad.
AJ talked to Shad.
Yeah. And he's just like, hey man, come on, over to Scott. And then Shad was like, I might have gone a ride, but can you come get me? And then, so then,
So
I
you
went.
texted him?
Yeah. So then he's like, wait, never mind, I'm gonna ride. So then we went and got him.
Okay. And then who went?
We didn't, I took him in.
Did you go by yourself or somebody else?
I grabbed it, I took AJ and I put him in the seat. And then,
So you and AJ went to Shad? To Shad?
yeah.
What time do you think this was? So you and AJ were at Scott's. And AJ contacted Shad by text message probably, saying come over, something like that. Were you and AJ using drugs at that time?
No, we were smoking the yield, Mary Jane, but that was about it.
Just smoking marijuana? Okay. So then who went and picked up Shad?
We grabbed, I took AJ in the front seat and then we went over to Shad.
Okay. And so how did you get there?
Via van.
Did Scott know you were taking the van?
I said, hey Scott, I'm taking the van, I'm picking up Shad. And then
Okay.
he was just like, no! And then I'm like, okay, and I took it. Yeah.
Okay. So he didn't want you to take it, but you took it
But I
anyway?
took it anyway.
Okay. And where did you go?
To Shad's house.
His dad's house? Mom's house? Where?
His mom's house.
Okay. Did you go inside the house at all?
I knocked on the door, I said, hey Shad, come here. And then like, he came here, and then like, he came here.
Alright, so then Shad got into the van, and AJ was in the van, and you, and then where'd you go?
And then we went to, so me and AJ and Shad, we went to his dad's house, right?
Whose house?
We went to his dad's house.
Shad's dad?
Shad's dad, we went from his mom's to his dad's.
Okay.
Yeah, and then, I don't know. And then, from there, we went and picked up some dope.
So was anybody at Shad's dad's house? Was Shad's dad there?
Yeah, Shad's dad was there.
Okay. Did you talk to him or have contact with him?
Good old Michael B, yeah.
Okay. How long were you think you were at Shad's dad's house?
I don't know, maybe like 10 minutes.
Okay. And where'd you go to store dope?
I don't know. Like, that's the thing. Like, I don't even know where it was. Like, I'm just like, put it in the attic. And he's like, oh, and then he went and got it. And then,
So who made arrangements to get that?
maybe Shad? Shad?
maybe?
Yeah.
So, do you remember, was it a business, a house, or cars? You met somebody in a car? Where did it happen?
no, he was just like, hey, you got any pretty girls inside? I'm like, hell no, I'm gonna knock his ass out. But he says that, right? And then, like, for me to go in and get the dope, I'm like, I'm not getting the dope. I'm like, Shab, go get the dope. So Shab went and got the dope, and then he came back with the dope.
Okay, and where was this, do you think?
This was, I don't know, I have no idea, I just.
Was it a house or apartment or?
You said put the Addy in, did somebody use their cell phone to find the house address?
Could have been, could have been.
Do you know who might have looked it up?
I have no idea.
Not sure.
AJ or Shad?
I have no idea.
But Shad's the one that went in to get the dope? How much did he buy?
Oh, that was all me, I gave him $100.
Okay, so you bought $100 worth of meth?
That's what I did.
Alright, and it's the three of you still in the van?
Yeah, when he got back in.
And where'd you guys go?
We went back to Scott. Scott.
Alright, went back to Scott's. Who's all there then?
Scott, AJ, Shad, and me.
And what'd you guys do?
We smoked.
Smoke what?
The reefer.
Marijuana?
We smoked the reefer. I didn't smoke the reefer. No, they smoked the reefer.
Who had that, with the reefer? Someone bring it with them, or is that already there?
It was, the reefer was there. The reefer was there. And then after that, me and Shad, we were talking on the bench. And then after that,
So you and Shad smoked some meth at Scott's?
yeah, to smoke some.
Where were you guys located?
That would be Eastman. That's
Right, were you in an
Scott's.
apartment, but were you in a bedroom, in a living room, in a kitchen?
Living room. Bedroom.
Was Scott using any of it?
He was chilling on the chair, rocking back and forth.
Did he see you guys smoking meth or marijuana?
No, that's all behind him. He can't see. He can't see it, no.
Why not?
Because that's behind him.
Okay.
He's facing this way, we're this way.
Okay. So then the three of you smoking marijuana, and you and Shad smoked meth. And so then what happened then? Who went where?
I started cutting Shad's hair.
That's right, you said you
Yeah,
gave him a haircut.
Give him a good haircut and everything, and then right after that, AJ was just like, no, I'm gonna go. So then I'm like, alright, see ya.
You left on his own?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then he trotted on foot. And me and Shad, we took out. I shot him up, and I took him out. I did. I had one shot too.
And where did you get that stuff from?
That's the same place.
I know, but, oh, so you bought it with the meth, you bought the other stuff too? Where did you shoot him up with?
Same shit. The trazodone?
Yeah.
I crushed it. I crushed it up.
And where did you get the trazodone from?
The table.
The table, where's the table located?
No, it's right by Scott's.
Was it Scott's trazodone?
Yeah, he is.
Are you sure it's trazodone?
It says it on the bottom.
So you took some pills from where? You said on a
From
table?
the counter.
On a counter?
Yep.
And it said trazodone on the label?
Yep.
And was it Scott's pills? Was Scott's name on there too?
Yeah.
And you crushed them up, and then what'd you do with them?
I put it in the syringe. I pulled it back, and then I shot him.
Okay. And you said you took a shot too?
Yeah, I did.
Okay.
Where did you get the injection? Where did you inject them at?
I heard from a friend.
No, but I mean, when you shot,
Where did I shoot him up?
yeah,
Shit, probably in the arm.
in the army then?
Yeah, there.
You said you got the hypo from a friend? Indeed. Have you used drugs, they call it intravenously, through needles before?
Yeah.
Alright, so were you guys in the bedroom, in the living room, or someplace else where, bedroom? Okay. And then what did you guys do?
And then, we just took off, cause, we just headed over to his mom's house. We got cozy on the bed, we drove into the driveway, right? Opened the door, we went down the stairs. We chilled on the bed, and right after we chilled on the bed, he put the collar on.
So you and Shad left, Scott's van. Did Scott know you were leaving?
I said, hey, I don't know, actually. I don't know.
Do you remember what time that was, or was it day, dark out, light out, night? You know what I mean? What time of day was it, you think?
Like 12 maybe, I'm just gonna guess. I really have no idea. I don't know the clocks, I don't know the phone.
Was it dark out?
Yeah.
Okay. So you went to Shad's parents' house, Shad's mom's house.
Mm-hmm.
Did you meet anybody as you were arriving?
No. He didn't.
Alright, and then you went into the basement.
Yep. Opened the door and then into the basement, down the stairs, and then onto the bed where he put on the collar.
Was it right away he started doing that?
I don't know. This is what I remember.
How long do you think you were in the basement?
Until I left. I really don't know.
Was it during the day at all?
I really don't know.
Was it, did you sleep at all?
I mean, I was playing with him all night, so.
Okay, so you're playing with him all night?
Yeah.
What about during the day?
He kind of went into the day. I still was playing with him. But like, are you talking about the choking session? 'Cause,
Well, from the time you got to Shad's mom's, how long do you think you were there before you left?
like, until he like died, or like
No, until you actually left.
until I
And went
left?
back east. Yeah, so from the time you first got there to the time you actually left,
I don't know. I don't do times. Like, I really don't do it.
was it overnight?
Yeah.
So I'm asking because it was the time it's the boyfriend see.
Did at some point the boyfriend have to let you
Shad.
into the house?
Who don't unlock the door
Did he unlock the door
and open it?
and open it for you guys?
He did.
Okay, so when you guys got there after shooting up the first time and coming back from Eastman, he did open the door for you guys?
Yeah.
Okay.
So then, from then till the time you left, how long do you think it was? The whole day? An hour? You know what I mean?
It was, shit, I don't even know. Like,
So you got there and Shad's mom's boyfriend let you in.
Mhm.
And you went to the basement. Did you start getting together right away, or did you sleep for a while, or what do you think you remember you did?
We went there, 5 minutes in, I was already choking him.
Alright, so it happened pretty quick.
Yeah.
And you talk about you were playing with him.
Oh yeah, I was playing with his dick and with his corpse.
Okay. Was it light out at some point? Was the sun up?
I mean, when I looked out the little window, I seen it.
You could see light?
I could see the light.
So you were playing with him when it was light out?
Yep.
Okay.
Alright, so basically within, you said within 5 minutes of getting there, you guys started, he pulled off the chains, I guess you were saying,
Mm-hmm.
and he put it around his neck.
Yeah,
Did you put one on, you never put one on yours, or did you put one
I
on?
did.
You
I
did?
did. It was tiny. I finally got it around and I put it on my neck and then I took it off. After he was on, but like,
So, you started choking him, and when you were choking him, what did he do? What were you guys doing, I guess, is to try to explain it as best as you can.
he was coughing up the blood, right, and I was just waiting for him to die, and then, like, I was looking at his purple face,
Well, did he
During
expect
the
you, did he expect to have sex with you?
because I felt like it was fucked up. I'm like, damn, I'm already this far, so then I just like, yeah.
I understand, but why would he put the chain around his neck?
Because he's a kinky mother, yeah.
So was he expecting to have sex with you then? Kinky sex? Kinky sex?
I would assume so.
But you said that he just started choking. How long did it take for him to die?
Like, 3 to 5 minutes, maybe. But, I don't know. I have no idea.
You said that when you were choking, when you started coughing up blood,
Oh, yeah. I was like, damn.
and you just decided that.
I just like, I like to see what happens.
So you just
I'm a
kept
curious
going
person.
harder and, okay,
I didn't
So you
go
wanna see
harder,
what
I
happened when he died?
Yeah, I just watched it, yeah.
okay.
Well, this one was different. This one was coughing.
Blood up.
So when he put the chain around his neck, he thought that you guys were going to have kinky sex, right? Do you think that's what Chad was thinking, maybe?
Yeah.
What were you thinking?
I was gonna do the same thing. You know, I was going in, and I did. And I went in. But then he was like, choke me. But he didn't really say it, so I'm like, he put it on his neck. I already know I'm gonna choke him. And I did. So,
All right, so before that, did you guys, was there any foreplay?
we launched onto the bed. We went from the stairs to the bed. And then, yeah.
Were clothes on, off?
Yeah, and I was like, shh. Yeah, now the.
But before the chain went around his neck, were you and Chad like kissing or any foreplay or anything?
No, we were chilling. We're home.
You just chilling. So all of a sudden, the chain went around his neck?
Yeah.
How come? I'm just trying to get it.
He likes it.
All right.
And I was gonna walk him like a dog.
And he wanted that?
I have no idea what I was gonna do it anyway.
Okay. And you're claiming it was his idea? With the chain?
Obviously mine. No, it was his idea. It was all him.
Alright, so you're on the bed, the chain goes around his neck and you start choking him. And you just realized that he was gonna die or what?
I'm just like, shit. I think I went a little too far because I was blacking out while I was doing it, right? And then like, fuck. And then like, I look at him, I'm like, shit, he's already purple. I'm like, fuck. I'm like, I don't know if he's fucking, is he good? Is he good? But then like when I woke up, like, you know, during the blackout moment, I'm like, shit. Like he was coughing up blood. I'm like, I don't know. I just kept on going. Like, damn. Sorry.
You made the comment, you said that when you were choking, you was coughing up blood, you kind of were like, well, going this far, I'm just gonna keep going. Did you realize that by continuing that may kill him?
Well, yeah, because I felt bad because I'm like, damn, he's gonna be wheezing after this. I'm like, might as well just kill it.
Okay. So you realize that by continuing that you may actually kill him then?
He was, I swear to God, he was telling me, he's just like, just do it. So I'm like, wow. And I did it.
Okay.
Like, I swear to God, I'm like, fuck. I'm like, I accidentally fucked up and then I'm like, fuck. I'm like, ah. And then, yeah, that's exactly what happened. All those
And
movies.
you also said that you enjoyed it, right? And I enjoyed it.
Oh, yeah.
Alright. What'd you enjoy about that?
I'm just,
Was it kind of thrilling, a rush, exciting? What was the feeling that you got out of it?
that's all it is. I don't know.
Okay. I'm just trying to understand what you were feeling. You're saying that you kind of enjoyed it. You know, did it make you happy? Was it just kind of exciting? Like opening Christmas presents
Like,
or?
I don't know. like, this is the thing that I have, like, I've always had, you know, like, you ever love something so much that you kill it? Like, it happens to me, that's the feeling that I have. I love something so much that I kill it. Like, oh, I love it so much, and then I kill it. That's what happens to me. So,
All right, so he dies, he's dead. And then you just kept playing with his body? Okay. And when did you decide to, how long did you play with his body, you think? Is that when you thought it was looked outside and it might have been light out too?
I don't know, it's still dark.
Still dark?
Yeah, oh, it's gotta be like, maybe 2-3 hours.
Is that also when you used the dildo?
Yeah. Yeah.
Did you have sex with his body at all? At any point, or any type of sexual contact? You know, obviously the dildo and stuff,
Put
but.
the dick in his ass. I grinded on him, I put the dick in his ass.
You grinded on?
Yeah, I listened.
Did you ever put his penis in your vagina? Or you just grind on him?
Did you say before that you performed a roll on him?
Yeah.
Okay, and that was after he was dead?
Yeah. And then he got half, he was like half hard while I was still sucking while he was dead. Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
And was that part of playing with him, or
That is part of playing with him.
That was part of playing with him.
did you?
Actually, I was severing his head while I was doing that too with him.
You were stopping his feet?
Yeah.
So it wasn't only a couple hours before you severed his head?
Probably,
Did you fall asleep at any point in time, or? So how long do you think you were in that basement? Because you didn't leave until like 3 or 4 this morning, right? But what about during the day? What did you do during the day?
I don't know, like I was kind of like dozing off, like you know, nodding out.
He was dead already?
He was dead.
Was his head still on?
No, I took that off. That was the first thing I took off.
Okay.
I wanted the head.
What about the rest of his body?
I didn't even take it. And then the rest of his body, it's like over there. Like on the fucking I don't even know what it is. It's in a big blue container, you know? And
Just
it's
a
big
container?
Tupperware. It's like a big Tupperware. It's not a Tupperware, but it's a Tupperware container, like a
A big storage tote?
yeah, one of those. And then
So that's where the body parts are in? Or are they, I thought just they're in a black bag.
they're scattered around.
Okay, so both probably. But when did you start, cutting up his body?
I don't know, like almost right away. I was sucking and cutting at the same time.
Okay. But what about the rest of his body parts? Did that take all day to do?
I was getting pissed off at the dismemberment process, actually.
Did it take a while?
It took a while.
Yeah, because like I was nodding out. So
Okay, so you're kind of sleeping, kind of nodding in and out. Have you taken any other drugs?
I should have took drugs. I probably would have helped, but I didn't. And I just sat there. Yeah.
Do you remember it being daylight at all when you were?
Yeah, when I looked at the window and I seen the daylight.
And was his body together still then,
His
or?
body was never together. It's just like,
Oh.
I had fun with him for that 2 hours and then boom.
So, but it took a while to cut the rest of the body up? Okay.
All messed up too.
So, I'm just trying to, so I understand too. So you said you were you cutting and then you kind of nod off, kind of wake up and start cutting again?
Yeah.
So it took you a little while to cut the body apart. There were times where when I napped or whatever, it wasn't, you didn't work nonstop to dismember his body, right?
I mean, I probably did while in my sleep. I do things in my
You
sleep.
do things in your sleep.
But yeah, but like, that's probably it right there.
Did anybody ever come downstairs at all?
Tara came, she came downstairs and then, with the kitty cat, and then she set the kitty cat down, and, flipped over the kitty cat, and then the kitty cat was walking around. And I threw the kitty cat, and then, yeah.
Did you
but,
talk to her?
I'm like, hey Tara. I don't know, it was just weird. Cause like, it was an open space, you know, like there was no closed door, and I'm like,
Did
it was weird.
she think she saw anything?
I have no idea. I would have to ask her. Because she's like, look at the cat, so.
So you think she came down at one point and dropped the kitty cat off downstairs in the basement?
Yeah.
Nice.
How long was she in the basement, just shortly to drop the cat, or?
Yeah, she just came down there to drop the cat off, to go use the kitty litter,
Okay.
the box, and then she went right back upstairs. Yeah, and then,
Alright, so then throughout this process, you would cut off a body part with one of the knives and you would put it in the bag or the tote or something like that?
yeah, I was still tweaking out, so like, I'm gonna get cutting it, and then I'm like, wow, it's getting dull. So I grabbed another one, and then I was cutting it, and it was getting dull. And I was tweaking, so like, I'm like, oh shoot. I haven't done that. I didn't mean for all this to happen, and I'm like, I fucked up, I know I fucked up, and I'm like, shit. Yeah, I'm sorry. That's what happened.
Well, you know, it's feelings, got a mom and a sister and a dad and family and more than being sorry, you know. You killed them.
You gotta tell the sister sorry. Didn't mean for that to happen.
You didn't mean to kill them?
I
But you didn't try to help them?
No, I didn't, no. It works both ways, like, I have no idea, like, it.
You was gonna
Gotta
die.
be tugging the chain.
Right, you was gonna die, so.
I mean, I didn't, but at the same time, I woke up like, fuck, that's bad. I didn't know what to do, cause like, he was gonna be like, ah, I'm like, fuck, I didn't know. You know what I mean? Cause like, I don't know.
But you liked it?
I liked it. I'm like, fuck, like, it was, like, I didn't know what to do, but like, oh, I liked it though.
Well, you knew that you didn't want to call the police or ambulance or anything, so.
Actually, I thought about it. And then, I was getting angry at myself.
Mhm.
Very angry at myself because I didn't have a proper tool.
Yeah.
Sucks not having it.
Was it sexual side to you when you were choking, Chad?
Oh, yeah. Very.
Was it exciting when you were sucking on his penis after he was dead?
It was very exciting. Everything was, we should check on my panties. Boom.
Hey, can you see us? I'm going to ask you a question. I just want to kind of clarify some things quick. Detective Graf will be here shortly. Probably, I believe he's going to step in. It won't take long. So, after the incident where you choked him out, can you describe how you placed him before, because you said you cut his head off first, correct?
Yeah.
Can you describe where, was he laying on the bed?
I pulled him,
Okay.
like, say this is the bed.
Okay, so this is the top of the bed?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then, I pulled him, and then, his head was hanging off.
So you're probably laying face up? So
Yeah.
his back was on the bed,
Back was on the
his
bed.
head's partially off the bed.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then, the tub was like right there.
Like the pail that you had the
Yeah.
head in before? Okay. So basically his head's here and the bucket's right here.
Yeah, and then, from there, I said it is.
He cut his head off.
Yeah.
Okay. After you cut his head off, I know you said you dumped the pail at one point into the shower.
In the shower, yeah.
Did you leave the body there for a while to drain into the pail, or what? How?
It's all in the tub, in the blue tub. You found the blue tub, right?
I don't know if they're slowly going through the scene, so there's a lot of his blood. Did you pull the tub under there then?
Oh no, I moved the tub like real fast.
Oh, so you cut the head and then pulled the tub under there.
No, when I was dismembering the
Yeah.
body,
Yep.
there was, I'm going like this with a knife, so there's blood fucking going everywhere, sorry.
Okay.
Yeah, and then,
But initially, when you cut his head off, there was a pail underneath, correct? Okay, so the head went into the pail.
Yeah.
The blood went into the pail. Did the blood bucket fill all the way up with blood?
no,
No? Okay.
no.
Then, did you move them again when you started with the pail? Because you're talking about that blue Tupperware thing.
So I think there's a black pail, and then there's a blue Tupperware thing, right? And then his head was hanging off. And then I cut the head off, and then I moved it over, and I brought it back, and then I put it in the pail.
Okay, so initially the head went into the blue Tupperware thing, kind of?
Yeah. Yeah. There's a lot of blood in that one right now.
In the blue Tupperware thing.
Yeah.
At any point did you, like, before you, because you said you removed the head first,
Mhm.
did you start removing limbs right away, or did you kind of wait a little while? And,
That's the weird thing, like, cause when it started happening, like, I started, like, nodding out,
okay.
and then I was going crazy on the limbs, like, even while I was sleeping, and then it looked messed up, and I didn't like it.
Okay. But you believe the blue tub, that big tub, like, probably, I'm thinking it's the way you're describing it's one of these, like, Tupperware tubs about like this size, kind of like a 3 cubic 1 foot one, and that's where most of the blood is, along like a bunch of his organs.
The organs are everywhere too.
His organs are everywhere.
Yeah.
Did you like hide organs in the house?
Oh, they're in plastic bags. They're in plastic bags.
In the tub?
In backpacks.
In the back?
In the backpacks, and then in the.
Did you remove all organs, like his intestines and everything, or?
Yeah.
Where are the intestines? Do you remember?
They're gonna be in a plastic bag.
They're all in plastic bags
They're
too.
gonna be in a plastic
So that
bag.
blue tub is almost just all blood, is what you, I thought you were saying,
It
mentioned.
should be like only like this much.
Alright. Okay, we're just trying to clarify a couple things, I'm just trying to make sense of something,
Yeah.
okay?
Okay.
Alright, I appreciate it, thank you.
All right. Thank you.
Hey, how you doing?
I'm good. How about yourself?
Alright, can we talk a few minutes again?
Yeah.
So, out at the house right now, there's, you know what a medical examiner is? They're the ones that kind of like take care of people that died and see how they died. And so, you know, they have a bunch of questions for us that we really can't answer. And the biggest questions that they have is exactly how did you dismember Shad?
Nice.
Did you, you know, cut arms, or I mean, was it just internal organs, or?
So you started on the head, right?
Yeah, and then I don't know where I went from there. I just wanted to.
Did you cut it, or did you remove his arms? Okay, can you show me where you would cut on the arms?
Right there.
Right at the elbows, was this part of the arm left on?
You gotta go in that blue bed.
Okay, look.
Yeah.
But you know that you cut off at the elbows?
Yeah.
Okay, you cut both arms off at the elbows?
I would hope so. Because like I was saying that dismemberment process I did was like really messed up because like I was nodding out. And then I was like sawing it off.
Did his
Did you
legs,
use just a knife? You said?
Just a knife, so like, yeah.
did you remove any part of his, did you dismember his legs at all? What would you have done to the legs?
I think there's one leg that's actually intact,
Okay.
and then maybe. Where is it? I have no idea.
And where was his body located when you did this dismembering? Was it in one spot or?
Yeah. It was all in the same spot.
And where's that again?
Blue tub.
So the body was in the blue tub as you were cutting it up? Okay, then did you empty the tub at points, or, you know what I mean?
Was there a bed down there or just a mattress or?
There was a mattress that was laid down. There should be blood on the sheets. Like a lot of blood, but I tried to get it off. But I can't fucking think right now. I'm sorry.
That's okay.
I'm fucking nuts.
Yeah, you know, because, like I said, just, you have, and they'll probably figure it out eventually, but, they just had some questions about, like, where the blood might have went, or most of it went. And you said a
Down the
bucket,
drain.
or, down the
Yeah.
drain, or that. But it was, when you took off his head, was he lying on a mattress? Or was he someplace else?
I had his head hanging off,
The mattress?
and then I was sawing it off.
But was a bucket underneath his head?
Yeah.
So it was high enough?
I don't know, it just dropped in there.
What's that?
It just dropped in there after I got the bone.
But it was high enough that it could stand up underneath the body, you know what I mean? So let's say the body visited the bed, the bucket was able to fit underneath there. Was it, the bed was high enough for the bucket to fit there? Or would it have to be on its side or something, the bucket?
No, the book was just fine where it's at, on the edge of the bed,
On the floor or on the bed itself?
on the floor.
Okay.
So there's a box spring and then there's a mattress.
Okay. You know, what do you think should happen if somebody does something like this to somebody else?
I don't know, they obviously get prison time, I don't know. Whole lot, like, I don't know, this was out of random.
Think it was the right thing to do?
No, I did it anyway.
Yeah, and I just want to clarify, when he had the chain around his neck, were you behind him
Yeah,
and kind of with just one end or two ends, or with a chain,
there
or
was
in just one, but you hold it, how to, you know what I mean? Because if you wrap a chain around somebody's head and you just hold one end of the chain, the other end is going to go loose.
no, so if you've seen, there was a ring, and there's two rings, and then like you can pull the chain link from under the ring and then pull it back.
Alright, so then a loop at the end of the chain that could go around, kind of like a dog choke collar.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, do you think it was a dog choke collar?
Could have been, very much so.
Was it that size?
It was that size, or a large dog.
Alright, and so then you would have been, was he laying on the bed? Or kneeling, or something else?
He would have been on his stomach.
Something like that?
Yeah,
Is that what
exactly.
you're talking about? The
Yeah.
choker chain? Okay. And there were two of those, correct? You said there was one for you, one for, that was on him? Yours was a
Yeah.
little smaller?
Yeah.
Does this guy look familiar to you at all?
Mr. Gannon?
That AJ?
Yeah,
Okay.
that's the one.
So he was lying face down on the bed? Or was he just on his hands and knees?
He was
Or?
lying face down on the bed.
Okay, and you're on top of him? On his back?
Yeah, I was on his back.
Okay, alright. Pulling the chain back. Okay. Alright. Hopefully that still going through the process of looking. So, did you remove any other, you said you had the heart and not liver, how about the lungs? Did you remove all that from the chest cavity? Or did you leave them in there? Or?
It could be in there,
Do you remember? Or
yeah. They're all in plastic bags.
separate bags or one big bag?
They're all in separate bags, like Walmart bags. And
Oh.
then they're fine.
Alright.
They're fine.
Well, I'm sure they'll go. Okay. Are you doing all right? You need anything or hungry or anything? Or
One thing.
what?
Just one thing.
Well, you're right. I mean, you don't need any food or you got water, obviously. So if you need anything or use the restroom, knock on the door, and then you realize that you're probably going to jail after this when we're done. So
I didn't know that.
I'm just, tell them what it is, and I don't like to screw around with anybody. So
Alright. Yeah.
you've been forthcoming with us, so we're going to be forthcoming with you.
Thank you.
And we appreciate it.
I mean, like Dave said, if somebody kills somebody and dismembers them, do you kind of think that that person probably should go to jail?
Oh, fuck yeah. Yeah, this shit was fucked up, so, I don't even know, I'm like, god damn. Yeah.
Just so,
Yeah.
we see where we're coming from and what we gotta do, and nothing personal.
Yeah. Sucks.
All right.
You need something, like I said, knock on the door.
Thank you.
Detective Graf, the video that we all just watched, is that video accurate and consistent with what you recall from your in-person meeting with Taylor Schabusiness on February 23rd of 2022?
Yes.
Just want to address one thing. At the beginning of the video, she's wearing a yellow outfit. Toward the end, she's wearing a blue outfit. Can you explain that for the jury?
When she went to the hospital to have her thumb checked, the hospital changed her into the blue scrubs.
And then you indicated there was also the recorded interview from the 28th. I intend to play a much shorter portion of the interview from the 28th.
So you took the ring fingers, is that why you hit Shaq's head? And you kept mentioning that you liked it.
I was gonna take it and then I just left it there. I was staring at it, I was looking at it right as I was gonna go up the stairs and I just I left it there. I was gonna come back, I was gonna come back and I left it there and I had his foot.
Yeah. But you were gonna eventually take all the parts, you think, did you?
Yeah, I don't know. I really don't know.
Did something spooky?
Oh, I kept on hearing footsteps up and down the stairs, up and down the stairs, up and down the stairs.
Can
I ask you a question?
What would be then?
Do you remember wiping up the concrete floor by the bed? Remember wiping up that?
Yeah, before our speech, they were right there.
Okay. And then you put those in the bags, remember that? What did you do with those clocks, please? What did you do?
I think, I have no idea what happened.
Okay, would you use those to wipe up the blood?
Yes,
Did you move to that,
yes it did,
to cover that up?
yes.
Okay. And you remember, cleaning how the stand-up showers in the unfinished part of the basement? There's that shower.
Yes.
You clean that area up too?
Absolutely, that's my ability.
Like with water or whatever?
And that speech.
So you use the speed. That's right, there is speed in there. And it's still a problem that you look you saw.
Your feeling, were you anxious, angry, excited?
Well, when I woke up and I seen that this happened and there was like the environment around me, and I'm just like, it feels like I'm on a hidden camera TV show right now. And I was like, what the? Yeah, I was going crazy. So I was really pissed off and freaking out a little bit.
At yourself?
Yeah, very much so. One, the victim was like my friend, right? And two, it's it was an open area.
Saying that.
Very open area. I didn't like that one bit. The dismemberment process was awful.
Yeah. Can you go into a little bit more on that?
That's questions, before you jump into that.
Sure.
Were you cleaning up so that you would get caught?
Well, yeah, to the best of my ability, I almost like called on myself like 4 times because I'm like, there's no fucking way. There's people upstairs.
Sure.
There's people upstairs. I'm like, how am I going to get away with this at all?
Is that one of your thoughts when you're
Yeah.
chopping them up?
Yeah, I was just like, there's no way I'm going to get away with this, and now I'm fucking screwed.
And that's part of the reason you put them in different bags or cleaning up, is that correct?
I was cleaning up, but then, like, when I said I was tripping out, and the body looked like it was rebuilding itself because I already cut off his arm, and his arm came back on. I'm looking at this, I'm like, there's no way. There's no way, you know? And then, and I'm like, am I that high?
Would you cut it off again?
Yeah.
So,
And it took forever.
yeah, I know what you're talking about, because one of his arms had a pretty good cut here. We never cut all of it.
Yeah. That's weird because I cut it all the way off. And then, that's, I'm just saying that, like, I don't know.
Was it to easily move him because he was a bigger guy than you?
Because I'm looking at this, I'm like, how do I get Shad out of here? Can't just leave Shad here and be like, hey mom, Shad's dead. So, yeah.
And Detective Graf, the portion of the video that we just watched from the February 28th, 2022 interview, does that accurately reflect a portion of your interview with Ms. Schabusiness on that date, February 28th?
Yes, it does.
Your Honor, I would formally move for the admission of Exhibit 110.
Any objection?
Your Honor, can I confer with Mr. Lassay for 1 minute? Thank you, Your Honor. No objection.
That'll be received.
Detective Graf is not in the portion of the video that was recorded, but do you recall in the February 28th, 2022 interview whether Ms. Schabusiness mentioned having any contact with Stephen Hendricks during this incident?
I recall that, if I recall correctly, I think at first she didn't mention that, but then later on that she did.
And the contact relative to the eyeglasses?
Oh, yes, she did mention that at one point she did go up into the kitchen and had contact with Mr. Hendricks and borrowed some glasses, yes.
I have no further questions for Detective Graf. I don't know if the court wishes to take a break before cross-examination or...
We will. Ladies and gentlemen, it's 10 minutes to 12. I'm going to ask you to be back here in the jury room. We'll take an hour and 15 minutes, so try to be back shortly after 1:05 or so. So then we'll get underway promptly. Right? And all rise for the jury. Anything to bring up before we recess for lunch? Mr. Saunders?
No.
Mr. Freilich?
No.
Can I ask Mr. Saunders, or Mr. Lezay, either one, do you have a sense of how many more witnesses do you have, or is this the last witness?
This is,
Yes, it's our last witness.
Okay. Then probably what I'm going to do is distribute a draft of proposed jury instructions so that you can start taking a look at that. My judicial assistant is out, but I'll try to have those on your desks by the time you return. Okay?
Okay.
Very good. Then we are in recess until 1 o'clock.
Your Honor, there is one other issue. The defense then would have Scott Tomes as a witness, but apparently he's unavailable. And I have him under subpoena. You know, the timing of his unavailability is suspect for me, but I've conferred with the prosecutors and they've advised that he is simply not available. So what we talked about was talking about potentially some agreed facts that could be presented to the jury. It's an unusual situation for me to be in, but you know, as a lawyer, when you issue a subpoena, people are expected to appear. So I'm caught in a difficult spot.
Okay. Well, you can address it to me when you come back at 1 o'clock, okay?
Okay, thank you.
Very good. We're in recess.
Thank you.